Welcome back then to Bay TV, Friday lunchtime live with me, Kev Johns, on Friday, not just any old Friday, Friday the 1st of September. In the studio, Craig Lawton and Mike Hedges. We all know what the world and the football media thought about our sign-in yesterday, but it'd be interesting to see at a press conference what the man himself thought.
Acho que a transferência para o Bayern Munique não mexeu nada comigo. Vocês acho que viram nos últimos tempos, eu continuei mesmo igual. Isso não influenciou em nada. A questão de Jorge Jesus, eu acho que sim, tem razão, tem muitos médios aqui com mais experiência do que eu, com muitos anos de seleção. E como eu disse, mas quem escolhe é o Mister Fernando Santos, e se o Mister vai fazer a sua escolha, nós só temos que respeitar e dar o nosso melhor. Principalmente foi onde eu aprendi muito, e aquilo que eu sou hoje tenho que agradecer ao Benfica, porque foi onde eu me formei, foi onde passei a maior parte do tempo sem ser na minha casa. No final da época também já tinha treinado muitas vezes com a equipa A, e já tinha falado muitas vezes com o Jorge Jesus, principalmente ele já tinha falado comigo, e acho que gostava de mim como jogador.
There we are. Brilliant, isn't it? Possibly a little...
Well, I think we would agree the Swansea are the best team in Wales.
I think the best team in Wales. And
more than just that. I don't like all this talk about Liverpool, though. Let's stop talking about them.
The papers today are full of talk about Swansea City, but of course it's also an important weekend for Welsh football as well. We've done, you know, by our standards of the past, we've had a great start to the qualifiers. You know, we're unbeaten, way too many draws for most people, but of course a big game against Austria coming up at the Cardiff City Stadium this weekend. It's a must-win game. How often have we said that?
Well, if they don't win it, then they start leaving too many points difference between them and the top two, and you've got to get in the top two. The top one qualifies, the second goes into the playoffs. Wales got Gareth Bale, and I look through our group, there's no team with any player anywhere near Gareth Bale. I mean, who's Austria's best player? Anto Rebic of West Ham United. I mean, the big difference, isn't there?
I was listening to a little piece today about England. They got 5 goalkeepers to choose from. You know, they were listing the goalkeepers, all top goalkeepers. We don't have that pool of players here in Wales, but Gareth Bale, who we have depended on greatly in the past, is probably one of the greatest footballers in the world.
Yeah, but if you look down that squad, there are actually established Premier League players. What I think you see now with Wales, as opposed to previous, is you've not just got a first 11 of Premier League players, you've actually got a whole squad of players with Premier League experience from around Europe, and that is key. You've got that bench that can come off and actually change things. You're not having to take, say, a Premier League midfielder off and bring on a League One midfielder as a replacement, which has happened in the past.
It's been a League Two midfielders in the past.
Okay.
Let's go back just over 12 months and just remind ourselves of the great fun that Welsh supporters had whilst watching Wales in the European Championships in France. Now, amazingly, that footage came off my mobile phone, which I'm quite surprised at, because, as I told my wife, I was in Canterbury at a conference on prayer and contemplation. So how those ended up there, I went to some of the games. That was a remarkable boost for Wales and for the nation, wasn't it, really? And again, the football, you know, the football establishment found it great difficulty in handling that Wales were in the semi-finals of the biggest competition in Europe.
And very close to the final. Yeah. I think if we hadn't had put some players missing for the semi-final, we may well have gone to the final and won it.
Yeah, it was amazing the amount of people I knew who went over for a game and stayed for a month and just kept phoning in saying, can I have a few more days off work or whatever?
Very well indeed. It was a remarkable atmosphere. I went to Bordeaux, and my greatest memory, because France is a great country for cathedrals and big churches. We coming back to that, Mike. But to see these burly Welsh football supporters, myself included, going round, going, wow, looking at some of the great, historical cathedrals and churches of Wales, because we are a cultured bunch as well, really. But the football, the atmosphere there, I unashamedly admit I cried in the anthem, and it hasn't. We were hoping that the World Cup would just carry through. It hasn't quite done that in terms of football, is it?
Unfortunately, no. But we've still got 4 games to go, 2 wins in next 2 games, and all of a sudden we're right up there in the mix.
But it's such a change still. You look at previous years, and at this stage, often Wales would be saying, oh, if we get a couple of wins, we can come fourth, and that helps our seeding. So with that extra work comes that expectation, and that's only a good thing, of course.
But because we were the top seeded nation in this group, we're the ones who are supposed to win it.
And how often has that happened over the years? It hasn't, has it?
Not in my lifetime.
Well, I went to, the reason I went there last year, I had to get there, was I never thought I'd get a chance to see Wales in a tournament. And based on the past, I wondered if I'd get a chance to see it again.
Mike, you must remember Wales in the World Cup, surely?
I was 1 year old. I was 1 year old laying in a pram.
Harsh. Very harsh. We're talking about a man who could be the future president of Wales. Funny enough, Michael, let's go back to the newspapers last week. Talk that you could possibly be a contender should Carwyn decide to go off and...
Well, I said, I'm not ruling myself in, no ruling myself out. If Carwyn goes, there'll be 28 people there, and we need to give a full range of options to the membership to vote on. And I'm not saying I would or wouldn't stand. It depends who else is standing. But it's not something. I'm not in or out. I'm not sort of making any decisions on it until much nearer the date. If only when we have the date when Carwyn is going to stand down.
When do you think Carwyn's going to go then? Any ideas?
He hasn't shared it with me. He might have shared it with you, Craig.
No, not me.
I'm just... Did he answer that question? I'm not too sure.
I certainly answered it, Kevin. It's not neither yes or no. I don't know. I'm certainly not going to rule myself out and then put myself in and say, you said no. I'm not going to say yes and then say, well, you said you were going to stand, you're not. So neither yes nor no. Let's see what happens when the time comes.
Maybe a little diversion from what was supposed to be a football segment. When we do come back, Newcastle at home is our next game for the Swans. Those games, we say this all the time, are more important than the Man United, the Liverpool ones. Those are great spectacles, great for the fans to gather at the Liberty, knowing that we're playing some of the creme de la creme of British football. Teams like Everton and Spurs and Arsenal. Maybe not Arsenal, but you know what I mean. But, those Newcastle games and similar games, Brighton and Bournemouth, they are the games that we have to win.
Well, there's 3 promoted teams you've got to beat, preferably home and away. Then the other 3 teams that are likely to struggle, Burnley, Watford, who came below us last season, and Bournemouth. If you can take 6 points off those, you've got 36 points. Safety is there.
But looking at last season as well, it's not just about winning. If you can win big against those teams, it makes all the difference. The Swans have always kind of had a 0 or last season a minus goal difference, unfortunately, because of the start of the season. If they can score, big against the teams like Brighton or Huddersfield, if they get a foothold in matches, that can make the end of the season so much more easy. It's like an extra point or 2 almost, isn't it?
It was a point if you've got a very good goal difference, and Swansea was suffering for that at the end of last season until Hull did even worse.
3 games in, it's way too early. Has anybody surprised you and impressed you so far?
Huddersfield has surprised me, but I think that, like a lot of promoted teams, a good first 3 games. Let's see what they do over the next 3.
In similar fashion, actually, I was quite surprised by Brighton. I know they lost quite heavily in the end to, I think it was Man City, but they looked very good for the first half in a similar way to when the Swans first played Man City, when they first got promoted. They showed they were willing to actually play football, play their own style, and it could be a very high-scoring, very exciting game, I think, when we play Brighton as a result.
Bournemouth, I felt sorry for against Man City. They 1-1, and that was it 9 minutes into injury time, something ridiculous like that, wasn't it? And Man City won the game.
Yes, but teams like Man City are good at doing that. That's why they're up the top.
Manchester, Is the Championship going to go there? Are we way too early to say that yet? Is it going to go to somewhere in Manchester?
I have to say, I'm not that bothered. I'm not interested. I just want to see mid-table mediocrity for the Swans. I don't look at the top of the table. I don't really mind, to be honest.
I'd like to see a good FA Cup run. I mean, if I could have one thing that for Swans, it would be take the FA Cup out of England. So you'd be able to say, we're the only team to have done it.
They won't like that on Talk Sport, I can tell you.
We'll be the only team to have done it in the 21st century.
Boys, it's always great to talk football with you. It's a real passion of mine. It's a real passion of yours. Thanks for joining us this morning, or this afternoon, rather. After the break, I'm going to be joined by magician Jon Jones, and if some of his early tricks in rehearsals go by, we're going in for a real treat, and we'll get some more music from Wolfie as well. Welcome back then to Friday Lunchtime Live on Big TV. I'm Kev Johns. Magician Jon Jones joins me very shortly. But first, some more music from Wolfie.
Him and it cause you any sorrow, never to cause you any pain. All the one time she laughing, I only wanted to see you laughing in that purple rain, purple rain, purple rain, purple rain, purple rain, purple rain. Only wanted to see you laughing in that purple rain. It'll be our weekend love. I wanna be some kind of friend. Hey, yeah, yeah. I can never steal you from another. Such a shame my friendship had to end. Purple rain, purple rain, purple rain, purple rain, purple rain, purple rain. I only wanted to see you laughing in that purple rain. Honey, I know times are changing, yeah. Time to reach out for something new, you too. To see what will lead up, we can make up our mind. I think I better close it and let me guide you through the purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain, purple rain, purple rain, purple rain, purple rain. I only wanted to see you laughing in that purple rain. Purple rain, yeah, yeah.
Good stuff. Fantastic. Wolfie, everyone. How magicians present their act. over the years has changed greatly, from the days of David Nixon to Paul Daniels to the street styles of magicians of today. But our desire to be fooled and wowed has never diminished. I'm really pleased that magician Jon Jones joins me on the show today. Jon, welcome. It's lovely to see you. I've seen some of your stuff. I love what you do. But how did it all start? Your interest in magic? Was it a childhood magic sense?
It was. I was into magic when I was really, really little, but I sort of lost sight of it in my teenage years. And I injured my leg a few years ago, had nothing to do but really play with a deck of cards for about 6 months. And from that, I started wanting to really perform magic. Do you know what I mean? A couple of YouTube videos re-inspired me. I met a couple of local magicians from Llanelli, and they introduced me to some books and things that expanded my knowledge of magic tenfold from what I ever thought it could be.
See, it used to drive me wild when I used to go to the Blackpool Magicians Convention and buy these great comedy props, these massive props, and then one guy would just buy a deck of cards and he'd get an hour out of it. That's you, isn't it?
That's me. That would be me.
Well, thanks for joining. No. Show us a trick. Come on, show us a trick.
Absolutely. Okay, so we'll start with a normal deck of cards, much like we did last time. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and select a card, okay? So I'm going to riffle through the pack, just tell me when to stop.
Oh, stop.
Oh, stop there, okay.
You've not rehearsed this, sorry.
That's all right, sorry. So we'll have a look at the Four of Hearts. Now, I want you to try and remember what the Four of Hearts looks like, okay? That's very important, all right? Now, we've got a couple of things here. First of all, I'd like you to write your name on the face of that card for me. Just go ahead and quickly scribble it.
All right.
There we go.
Done.
Excellent. So, show the camera there.
Yeah.
Okay, it's got his name scribbled on that. Here's what we're going to do. Just return that to the pack. Okay. And there it's going to stay. Right. I'm not going to touch that now for the rest of the trick. Now here, I've got a blank card, okay? Right. What I'd like you to do, I'd like you to try and draw your... I've actually got a red pen. I've got a red pen here. Probably be a lot more helpful, wouldn't it? Try and draw the best of your ability that Four of Hearts.
It's going to be like a child's...
That's fine. The important thing is that it's kind of your interpretation of what that card looks like. It doesn't have to be exact. Okay. While you're doing that, I'm going to fuel up.
All right.
Yeah. Tasty.
That is terrible.
That's brilliant. No, that's really good. That's really good. Like I said, it has to be your interpretation, isn't it? Yeah. You wrote your name on it as well, so can you do the same thing?
Yeah, in the black?
Yes.
Yep, okay. There we go.
Cool stuff. Right. Now then, we're going to destroy this card a little bit.
Oh no, my artwork gone.
I know. All that effort. So how do you want to do that? Do you think you'd normally destroy a card?
Well, I would normally rip it up.
Rip it up. Okay, so let's rip it up. Okay. Anything else you might want to do to it?
We set fire to it.
Set fire to it. That sounds like a plan. Let's do this. There we go. Singe the edge a little bit. There we go. I'll tell you what, burn the bottom of it as well, the back of it a little bit.
Get in the sun, do it.
Yeah. There we go.
Right.
Okay. Are you familiar with the concept of voodoo?
Oh, no. Chapel boy.
No. Well, voodoo isn't what people think it is. It's not about physical harm. It's more about manipulation than it is anything else. But effectively what we have here is a voodoo card, okay? Because you've recreated what your card looks like. We've torn it and we've burnt it, okay? I haven't touched the deck since we started.
No.
Can you do me a favour and just spread them out across the table there? Okay, and keep looking. Just go through them with your fingers like this until we find your card. Oh, I think I saw it there.
Wait,
underneath that card there.
Oh yeah, there it is.
There it is, look.
No! Look! Wow! Actually, that's not a bad drawing.
It's not, is it?
It's amazing.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Wow! You know, I've spent much of my time, many of my great friends are magicians. Yeah. So you kind of get a little immune, but that is a fantastic trick.
Thank you very much. It's not my own. That one I picked up from a guy called Chris Ramsey. Yeah. You can check him out on YouTube. He's an absolutely amazing magician. He's been a big inspiration to me the last couple of years with his whole ethos towards magic and the state of magic and things. Yeah.
So, where can we see you play? Where can we see you perform?
Well, actually, I'm going straight onto the street. So straight after the show, you'll be able to see me there. We've got a performance in a theatre in I can't remember what it in that place.
Yep.
In that place.
There must be a website.
There is. Yeah. You can check me out on Facebook, Jon Jones Magic. It's nice and simple. Jon without an H, just Jon Jones Magic. Okay. And I keep people up to date with what it is that I'm doing and where I'm performing. And
I'm having a look at this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. Congratulations. Well done. That was fantastic. Jon Jones Magician. It's been great to have Jon with us on the show this morning. Now, coming up after the break, a little misunderstanding regarding a golf challenge, but I did enjoy riding the golf cart. So yesterday, I had a garbled message on the phone. It wasn't a clear signal, but it was Craig Lawton, and all I could make out was Ashley Road tomorrow, 3 o'clock, golf. So I'm all ready to play. I'm not a great golfer, but I'm ready to play on this lovely, glorious August summer's day. So the last time I came here, I think I might have been a teenager, but it was definitely a pitch and putt course. But now Ashley Road is home to Foot Golf Swansea.
That's yours then, sir? Right. Have a good game, everybody. As you do, sir. Good luck. Play well. Right, it is as simple as it looks, guys, okay? All you got to do is roll it down. Ready? You get that?
There's a reason I watch football and not play it.
That's okay. It's going to be okay.
Oh, mine can only be worse now, though.
Come on, ref. Ooh, oh.
Good stuff, guys.
Good stuff, good shot. Not bad for the first shot, boys. Come on. So Roger, this is my first time, not my first time on the course. I played here many times as a youngster when it was a pitch and putt. And I also thought it was a little dangerous for people like me because I can't hit the ball straight and it would invariably end up on the road. This is a lot safer for the Mumbles Road, of course, and hugely popular.
It is. It's been very popular. We opened in May last year, 2016, and it's been great. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, you're talking about grandmothers, grandfathers, down grandkids, they're all playing here, so it's great. It's a fully inclusive game
and a bit more inclusive than golf.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm a golfer myself, Kev, so I wouldn't say that. I mean, golf is trying its best, but I mean it's a lot easier to play than golf. Put it that way.
What I'd forgotten until I got here today is how big a space this is.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, it's from the road. This does look like a narrow strip of land, but it's actually 2 acres, 2 kilometres in length.
Wow!
From one end to the other, and obviously probably about a couple of 100 yards wide. So it's a fair tract of land. Yeah.
Any recognisable foot golfers come down here? You know what I mean?
As in the footballers, local guys. Yeah, we do get a few. I mean, Mr. Leroy Fair is quite a keen player with his gang of friends, and we've had a lot of rugby players come. Wayne Routledge has been, Angel Rangel. We had Liam Williams just before he was selected for the Lions, so that was a good omen for him, wasn't it? So.
And what's the best score anyone's had?
Oh, no, then we change it. It's very much 6-7 weeks. We change the layout.
But it's 18 holes, isn't it?
It is 18 holes. Yeah. The lowest score we've ever had here. I'll give him a plug now, live on TV. He's not a well-known person. Is Lewis Williams. He scored 44 points. Right.
Wow, it's very good.
It is pretty good. Yeah.
Well, there's a whole crowd of people there waiting to play. So we better finish this one off.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Well, there's a whole crowd of people there waiting to play. So we better finish this one off. So Craig, you're no stranger to football.
Nope.
But you normally have a whistle in
right.
your mouth. And I saw your shot in the last hole. So now I know why you're a referee.
Yep.
But this is a great asset for the area, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fantastic, and opportunity for people of all ages to go out and have a go at football and a go at golf, and hopefully either enjoy this or go and have a go at one of the others afterwards as well.
What's really nice, and we really should be very quick because I know there's a whole load of people behind us wanting to play through. There's a lot of big groups here, friends and family of all sorts, all ages.
Yeah, and the social media that these guys have been doing is fantastic. You know, it really builds up, and you want to come down. It's great to see sort of 5- and 6-year-olds playing and getting a better score than me on some instances.
Have you played before?
Never played this before.
No, I'm not surprised.
Played this as golf, but probably a better score than I will today.
All right, well, you finished really poorly on the last hole, so we decided to let you go first. It's about 42 yards, we reckon. 42 yards.
Thanks.
There's a brisk southwesterly wind coming off the sea.
I don't know what that means.
Neither do I. Sounded a good thing to say, though. Oh!
Come on, that'll be all right.
Could be good.
Could be good.
Get over.
Look at that. What a shot.
No, no, stop!
Nope.
Oh, I'm going to leave it now.
Here we go.
That's left you a really tricky one to play now.
Cut. Cut. Oh, come on. I only tapped it, man. Roger's gone on. He's very good, isn't he?
Not bad.
Right by your ball. So popular is our golf performance today. As you can see, the traffic on the Mumbles Road is stopping and queuing up there. We are the reason for the hold up on the Mumbles Road today. They're watching us play. This is a great healthy activity as well. I mean, I'm back in the gym and trying to get out more, and this is a fun way of getting out, Craig, and getting some exercise.
Yeah, and when the weather's like this, there's nothing better. You've got the beach here, you've got Mumbles Road just here for access to town, easy to get to, parking at both ends. What could be better?
And as we've said before, it's such a fun way to play, and just behind us there's a load of youngsters. Ahead of us there's a young lad about 4 who's frighteningly good. Yep. With his mum, and they're pushing a pram, so it's a chance to get the family out. And activities like this, the more we want, the more we can get, then the better, really. And it's good that it doesn't all have to come from the government, it doesn't all have to come from the council. It's good that someone like Roger's taking the initiative. He's working in partnership, I know, with the council, but it's good to see people taking the initiative and going for something like this.
Yeah, Roger's done a fantastic job. He's taken something which was well loved and he's made it even better and accessible to even more people. Hopefully even more people will come and use it, and everyone will get behind it.
We've arrived at my ball.
Good luck.
Give me a bit of room. Oh, come on. Roger, I need to cut that grass.
It's you again, I think, isn't it?
Me again.
You haven't lost your turn, Ken.
I'm still as bad as I always was. I was a fullback. Oh!
Oh, and that's the bit you didn't get on camera, I bet, as well. Yeah.
great fun, especially for all the family, and for me, a great way to exercise. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next Friday.